We use a few common examples in the offices here at CCI when we're talking about charter cities. These examples are more proto charter cities, but they're still illustrative, and I think great examples of how this idea can be really, really transformative. So a few of the most common ones are Hong Kong, Shenzhen, Dubai, and Singapore. Let's start with maybe the model of Shenzhen. So in 1978, Deng Xiaoping comes to power in China, and he engages in this opening up to the world. He, looks over to Hong Kong and Taiwan and says, they're Chinese, we're Chinese. Why are they rich and we're starving? And so he tries to, in a way, replicate what has happened in Hong Kong and Taiwan. But back to our Manker Olson kind of logic of collective action, he doesn't want to uh, threaten a bunch of the Communist Party political elites because then reform will be undermined. So what does he do? He concentrates reforms in these localized, delimited jurisdictions that he calls special economic zones. And he starts 4 of those zones in the south of China in 1980, one of which is Shenzhen. And what does it do? Basically, these zones devolve a lot of powers and authority down to the local level officials. And number 2, these zones liberalize a lot of things across the Chinese economy. So going from fully Maoist planned communism to allowing in Shenzhen SEZ the first land markets, the first prices. They allow and build the first stock market in China. They have the first labor market, so people can be hired and fired. They can quit a job and go to another one based on wages. And so all of these liberalized sort of market oriented innovations are tested, tried, and clustered in initially these 4 special economic zones that Deng Xiaoping creates in 1980. And Shenzhen was and has the most remarkable story. So in 1980, it was a loose collection of fishing villages, poor fishing villages, of about 100,000 people. The year after the SEZ was declared in 1980, that Shenzhen Special Economic Zone attracted over 50% of all foreign direct investment in all of China. So just absurd, the transition from a bad set of rules to a good set of rules and what that can do in a very, very short period of time. Not only that, the Shenzhen population, as I said, was around 100,000 people in that, I think it was 326 square kilometer zone in 1980. Today, it's a thriving metropolis of around 20 million people. And so it just goes to show you that when you have better rules and good governance in a concentrated area, that's much better than the institutional set in the country as a whole, you're going to attract a lot of people. You're going to attract a lot of businesses. Shenzhen went from a backwater to the 3rd most economically productive city in all of China after Beijing and Shanghai in the span of 1 or 2 generations. And so I think this is a fantastic example of the power of this charter cities model and shows us what we can achieve as a species in a short period of time.